Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. For the first, let me introduce myself. I'm Devi Elistia from Group 11 and now I will explain about item analysis and item difficulty. Okay, item analysis is for judging the value of item in norm reference testing. The main information to be obtained about individual items. Example, multiple choice or true or false. Item difficulty. The difficulty level or the index of difficulty of an item simple show how easy or difficult the particular item profit in the test. The difficult level is generally expressed as the fraction of range of the student who answer the item correctly. Although it is possible to directly take the whole correct answer of an item. We may compare the student who perform well on the whole test and the student who perform poorly on the whole test. Well, it is statistically most efficient to compare the top 27.5% with the bottom 27.5%. It is enough for mass purpose to divide small samples into half or thirds. The following procedure is recommended for small samples. The first, arrange the score in rank order of total score and divide it into two groups of equal size. The top half and the bottom half, if there is an odd number of score, omit the most middle score. The second, count the number of choice examiners in the upper groups answering the first item correctly. Then count the number of lower groups answering the item correctly. The third, add the number of correct answers in the lower groups and the upper groups. 4. Divided the difference by the total number of both groups. 5. Proceed in this manner of each item. Using the data in table above, the examiners are arranged in rank order to determine the upper and lower groups, as in the following. For example, and formula. EF is index of facility. UG represents the number of correct answers by the upper groups. LG by the lower group, and N the number of students taking the test. Thus, if the number of upper groups and lower groups answering an item correctly is 7 out of 10 students, that items will have an index of difficulty or facility flow of 0.7 or 70%. Like this. In this case, this particular item is reasonable easy since 70% of the students taking the test answer correctly. The difficulty level of a large number of individual items will vary considerable depending on the purpose for which one is testing. For achievements test, the average of index of difficulty is a 0.5 or a 50% that may be discernible. The index of difficulty may be arranged between 0.4 and 0.6 to between 0.3 and 0.7. The inclusion of item covering a wide range of difficulty level may promote motivation. The inclusion of very easy item will encourage and motivate the poor student. On the other hand, the more difficult item may be necessary in order to motivate the good student. Okay, I think that's all for me. Then the next material will be explained by my friend. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Rosalinda from Group 11. Now, I will continue to explain from my friends about the item discrimination index. The discrimination index of an item indicates the extent to which the item discriminates between the students, separating the more intelligent student from the less intelligent ones. The index of discrimination tells us whether the student who performed well on the whole test tended to do well or badly on each item in the test. It is presupposed that the total score on the test is a valid measure of the student's ability, i.e., the good students tends to do well on the test, worse, and the poor students badly. On this basis, the scores of the worst test is accepted as the criterion measures, and it thus becomes possible to separate the good from the bad ones in performance on individuals' item. If the good students tend to do well on an item and the poor student badly on the same item, the item is a good one because it distinguishes the good from the bad in the same way as the total test score. The procedure in obtaining the index discrimination is similar to how the index of difficulty is done, especially step 1, 2, and 5. The difference are step 3 and 4. In step 3, subtract the number of correct answers in the lower group from the number of correct answers in either group. In step 4, divide this difference by the total number of students in one group. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Didi Anggara. I would like to explain about distractors effectiveness. Well, distractors effectiveness in multiple choice items should attract lower ability students. Those with misconceptions or error in logic. A large multi-state data set collected for a quasi-experimental study on task modification was analyzed to measure the impact on distractors functioning. The key modification of interest was the removal of the weakest of the three distractors from 39 items in reading and 39 items in mathematics. Distractor functioning was neither systematically improved nor systematically weakened through the modification process. However, more than 70% of distractors become more discriminating. A moderate correlation between distractor discrimination in mathematics may have indicated that the modified items were being missed by the appropriate student. Implications of these findings for the developers are discussed. For example, in the story, he was unhappy because blah 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 blah. A. It's rained all day. B. He was cold. C. He hurt himself. D. The weather. Okay, I think this is enough for my explanation and about distractors effectiveness. And next, if there is question, jot down in below this video. Thanks for your attention, guys. Everyone there, and thanks for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.